Good morning. My name is Charlene Reynolds Santo. I'm a member of the worship arts team, and I use she, her pronouns. I would like to welcome you all to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Redding's in-person and virtual annual Coming of Age service. Today, our service is sponsored by our youth. Whoever you are, wherever you are from, whoever you love, whatever your faith tradition, you are welcome here. All are welcome here as we gather to create an understanding, welcoming, and family-friendly community. Here, we nurture and explore individual spirituality, work to build a strong, loving community, and to help heal our beautiful and broken world. If this is your first time with us, I would like to extend a special welcome to you. If you haven't already, please look at our webpage at uuredding.org for more information about UUCR. Here, you can learn about this beloved community, connect with staff, and for those who are here in the sanctuary this morning, please feel free to speak with Reverend Laura and myself after the service for a little more information about this wonderful community. Now take a deep breath. Sit back, enjoy the beautiful music. And I would also like to note that there's a little change in the music from the order of service. Bonnie will be playing during the silent candles, and Celeste and Thea will be singing during the offertory.
Thank you, Charles. Good morning. My name is Reverend Laura Solomon. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I am the minister here at UUCR, and it is a privilege to serve this community and the world with you. I am so glad you all are here this morning. This is one of my very favorite services of the year, where we have the opportunity to hear and learn from our youth. So our opening words this morning are from Jason Cook. We seekers are on a quest to discover truth and meaning. Sometimes we think we've found it, wrapped up, glistening with newness, straight off the intellectual assembly line, all of the answers right here for us and others, if only they'd listen. But truth has a way of coming in disguise, sometimes wearing rags and sometimes finery, but so often cloaked from our immediate sight. And sometimes that which we have rejected, that which we have let go of or decided was only for others, but not us, that can be our teacher. Let our time of worship be an acknowledgement of the never-ending journey toward truth and meaning, and our appreciation for those we learn from along the way. We gather to worship this morning. Welcome. We light our flaming chalice at the start of our worship service with Unitarian Universalists all around the globe. I invite the advisors of our Coming of Age class to light our chalice this morning. Janae Tichy, Will White, and Ryan Sillers have done an amazing job of leading our youth in conversations about our faith, encouraging them to explore and grow in their beliefs. I am grateful for their deep and faithful leadership. Please join me in our chalice lighting words, which can be found on the laminated sheets in the backs of your pews. In the light of truth, the warmth of community, the fire of commitment, we gather this day. May the flame we now kindle be to us a symbol of the holiness we seek. Each week we recite our children's affirmation as a reminder of the most important elements of who we are. Does anybody want to come up and help with our children's affirmation? Hi, Charlie. Hi, Jonah. Thanks for coming up. It's good to see you both this morning, future coming-of-agers. We are Unitarian Universalists, the Church of the open mind, the loving heart, and the helping hands. Thank you both. Please rise in body or in spirit. We will sing our opening hymn that is 131 in the gray hymnal, Love Will Guide Us.
Hi, everybody. Hello. My name is Kimberly. I am the RE coordinator here. My pronouns are she, her, and it's time for all ages. So whoever would like to come up is welcome to come up and sit with Reverend Laura and I. I've got a game for us. Welcome. Good to see you. I'm really glad you're here today for this very special service. Today, we are here to listen to the voices of our church's high school students. As you know, at UUCR, kids in elementary school and middle school go to religious ed classes, and when you get to high school, you get to join the youth group. The youth group does lots of fun activities. And every other year, they get to participate in a special program called Coming of Age, where we spend time thinking deeply about who we are and what we believe at this moment of our lives. Later in the service, we will get to hear from some of our youth group students. I hope you choose to really listen because they have important thoughts to share. For right now, I have a game for us to play. It will give us a little taste of what the high schoolers did in Coming of Age. It's a question game. Some questions will feel hard and some will feel easy, but there is no wrong answers. Are you ready? Yes, okay, great. I'm going to say some sentences that start with I believe, and you can show me what you believe about that sentence using your thumb. Your thumb is going to create a spectrum. All the way up is a full yes. All the way down is a full no. Maybe you lean towards yes, lean towards no, or right in the middle. Let's see. Okay, let's start with an easy one. Okay, binder's kind of in my way. Thank you. I want to use my thumb. All right, let's start with an easy one. I believe in love. And I'm going to show you what I think, but you don't have to copy me. Nice. Okay, let's do a harder one. I believe in God, goddess, or many gods. There might be lots of different opinions, and that's totally okay. Yeah. Let's keep going. I believe all people are born good. I believe that the future will hold good things. Yeah. I believe in fairies or nature spirits. I believe people can change. I believe in the power of prayer, setting intentions, or manifesting. I believe in myself. I believe in miracles. I believe my beliefs can change. Wow, thank you, Reverend Lara. Thank you, everybody, for playing and for being so honest. Raise your hand if there were some statements that you definitely knew you believed or not. And raise your hand if there were some statements that you weren't sure what you believed. Yeah. Both are okay. We can keep exploring what we believe throughout our whole lives. And maybe we'll gain some wisdom by listening to our youth group friends today. So let's go back to our seats. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, everyone, for participating. I think that gives us an excellent taste of some of the questions our youth group and coming of age class has been wrestling with. Will you take a breath with me and join me in a moment of prayer? Spirit of life and love, God of many names, we gather today to celebrate this community, which has dedicated itself to raising children and youth who question, who love, who are compassionate, and who work for justice. We pray that we might all heed this call, the call of love, the call of justice, the call towards growth, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual. We gather as a community not only to raise our children and youth, but also to raise our young adults, our elders, to heed those calls. We gather as a community that we might constantly raise ourselves to question, to love, to grow in compassion, and to work for justice. May we be a people who question, who love. May we be a people who are compassionate and who work for justice. May we constantly teach one another, learn from one another, bless one another, challenge one another, and support one another in our spiritual growth. May we constantly unfold and come of age together. Amen. If you have a joy or a sorrow you would like to honor through lighting a silent candle, you are invited to come forward now.
This is entitled Of Course by Janet Hutchinson. Of course, I want the truth, and here's the rub. Truth doesn't sit around still as a rock. It breathes and flows and turns inside out. Ever seen a lion in a cage? He paces and glowers. That must be how God feels, locked in our little religions. Look how big the sky is, the deep distances between stars. Little speck, that's you. Laughable speck, that's me. How could we contain the truth, all that overwhelming light? Our truth is just a pinprick in mystery's velvet curtain. Even so, see how we struggle to fix an eyeball to that peep show's tiny window.
Thank you, choir. That was the whole sermon right there. I invite Kimberly forward again to introduce our credo statements today.
Hi again, everybody. I am honored to introduce our coming of age students today. Isaac, William, Aaron, Thea, Zaylin, and Celeste impressed me all winter long with their ability to take in new ideas with an open mind, think deeply, and express themselves honestly through activities, games, meditation, writing, and discussion. Our youth students explored new perspectives and reflected on their own life journeys. All of this spiritual work led to a deeper understanding of life and of themselves. Coming of age is a special rite of passage in Unitarian Universalism. After classes and time together, encouraging reflection and conversation on various spiritual topics, our youth are given the opportunity to put some of their thoughts into a Credos statement that they share publicly with their spiritual community. This sharing is an act of love, vulnerability, and faithfulness. The witnessing of this sharing is an act of love, learning, and faithfulness. Thank you to my fellow advisors, Janae, Will, Ryan, and Reverend Laura. And thank you, youth students, for your willingness to share your personal thoughts and philosophies with us today. I'd like to welcome Isaac Olivier Mason to begin.
I believe in running. I have been running since 6th grade, first for the middle school cross-country team in Reading, and now for the high school and cross-country and track teams. Many of you have likely seen me running around Reading. I think I've run past our church at least 100 times, either on my way out or coming home. All this running has taught me a lot about life. Running has taught me to be prepared. Every race starts with 15 minutes of stretching and a warm-up jog and ends the same way. Sometimes it can feel unnecessary, but I know it decreases the likelihood of injury. Preparation can mean visualizing the course in my mind and making a plan for how I'm going to run it. I never start a race without a plan. But running has also taught me that plans don't always work out. Over the last 4 years of competitive running, I've had to learn to accept what I cannot change and adapt to it. I've had multiple races where I've been stepping out of the porta-john as other runners are already lining up at the start. Sometimes you don't get to start in the lane you want, or the weather on race day is cold and rainy. In these less than ideal situations, I need to rely both on my training and on the people I trust, like my coaches. Last fall on the Lexington course, a turn around the bend revealed a sudden and substantial uphill. The flat bike trail stretch had ended and morphed into a meandering road that ascended through a residential neighborhood I suspected I could easily get lost in. Sometimes the world can feel like that stretch in a race, a sudden change and everything feels scary and insurmountable. In those moments, running has taught me to put one foot in front of the other, even if I don't know what's around the corner. That day in Lexington, with apprehension, I began the climb up the hill, making the effort to take short strides, just as my coach had taught me. Eventually, that hill ended, and I was at the top. Running has taught me to push past the mental limits I place on myself. In almost every race I've ever run, by the last mile, my breathing has long left its intended pace, become frantic and out of control. The noise of each breath, intensified by the pressure built up in my ears, results in a strange echo. Most of the time, I can't even see the finish line until the final minute of the race. I have to have faith that the race will end as long as I just keep running. In some ways, life is like a race course. Some parts can feel easy, carefree, and fun. Other parts can be so difficult that all you want to do is give up. Even though I don't ever know exactly when these difficult moments will come, I have to trust that I have what it takes to handle them. I also have to trust in the people who care about me and that are here to help guide me through the course. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome up Erin Higgins.
Good morning. I have grown up surrounded with people supporting me and encouraging me to believe in whatever I want to believe in. As a Unitarian Universalist, I do not subscribe to a single belief, but instead an embrace of faith that encourages me to seek my own truth. I believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every person. This is not just an idea, but something guiding me in how I strive to treat others and myself. Everyone has a story or a struggle. I try to meet people with kindness, even when it's difficult, because I believe we are all put into this world for a reason. What affects one of us affects us all. I value the freedom to seek truth and meaning in ways that feel true to who I am. Growing up in this environment taught me that there are many paths to truth, and that doesn't mean that everyone's going to have the same path. This idea has encouraged me to embrace uncertainty and trust that my path is unfolding with purpose. I'm still on my journey to figuring out what I truly believe in, and I'm still learning. But one thing that has become more clear as I have grown up is the idea of a higher power. I believe that this higher power is not separate from us. It lives in each person, in every moment or connection. Now, I'm not sure I would call this God or something different, but I believe that this power is not something that I look for from up above, but something I look for in people and experiences that are around me. As I continue to navigate my own path, one guiding belief that has resonated with me throughout my life is the saying, everything happens for a reason. Growing up alongside my sister, she often reminded me of this belief, especially whenever something good or bad occurred. It was my sister who first introduced me to this saying. It has since shaped the way I handle challenges. This belief is saying that the choices in your life, the struggles or the good, happen to guide your life where it should go. This belief does not mean that every moment is immediately clear or that life's challenges can be easily understood. It means that even when the reasons behind our struggles and experiences are not visible in the moment, there is purpose in them, a purpose that will become clearer in time. This belief has been put into test recently when I suffered a traumatic injury that prevented me from dancing, which is something that has been a defining part of my life. At first, I couldn't understand why something so devastating would happen to me. The pain, both physical and emotional, was overwhelming, and it felt like a random senseless event. But as I've taken time to reflect on this experience from the help of my mom and dad, who have both been with me throughout this injury, they helped me see that the injury is not just a moment of loss, but a moment of reflection. It's forced me to slow down, to look at life differently, and explore new aspects of life that I previously took for granted. It reminded me of how much love and support I have in my life. While I may not fully understand the reason for this yet, I'm beginning to trust that this experience is part of a greater plan, one that will reveal itself as I continue to grow. The idea that everything happens for a reason doesn't mean that life's challenges are easy or that they should be accepted without question. It means that there is meaning in every experience, even when we don't see it immediately. And even when the reason for something is not clear, I believe that the higher power guiding us is working for our growth and for our deeper understanding. Along this journey, I've been deeply supported by my family. My mother has been an unwavering presence, reminding me that even when I can't see the purpose behind the pain, there's always a reason. Her belief in me has been a light of hope during some of my darkest days. Similarly, my friends have played a vital role in my healing. Their support and presence have reminded me that I'm not alone, even when I feel isolated by my injury. While I may not understand everything right now, there are people who care about me, and that's a reason itself to keep going. Without all these people, I wouldn't have the strength to keep moving forward. As I reflect on these experiences, I realize that my path to understanding my beliefs is still ongoing. I'm still figuring out what I believe in and what my relationship is with this higher power I feel exists. My journey is not finished yet, and I don't have all the answers, but I trust that every step I take, whether I understand it or not, is leading me to a place of greater wisdom and connection to something bigger than myself. I trust in that the belief that we are all given what we can handle, even when the way forward seems unclear. And while I may not know the full meaning behind each event or experience yet, I believe that in time I will come to understand how it all fits together. Every step, every experience, and every challenge is part of a reason I'm here today, continuing to grow and continuing to seek deeper understanding. Thank you.
Welcome, Thea Cuna.
What I remember first is a song. Hearing my mom's yoga tracks while she stretched, listening to Foreigner in the back of her car, screaming while my dad played Josh Groban and him yelling at me to stop. Even the background music to my dad's video games, I was listening. And as I got older, I wanted more. I would sing every night to songs from ads on TV right before bed. My mom put me into a 2-week theater camp to which I sang, but only for my audition because I was too scared to sing in front of everyone, and writing down bands my parents would listen to so I would know to check them out later. However, there was one day, about almost 3 years ago, when it all suddenly meant something different. I was sitting on the couch in my living room looking for music videos of David Bowie when I found Life on Mars. So I sat there and I listened, and I watched this man with bright red hair, a blue suit, wearing heels and makeup, just pointing to the camera, making faces and movements, and all I could think was, glorious. I had found it. I had always known what it was, but now I had it. The real dream and need to be on a stage and to perform, to act, to sing, to draw, to jump around and scream. It all made sense to me. I think that since that day, my perception of life and living is more complex. I've never been one to easily put things behind me, and certainly not because I tend to overanalyze most things. But really, it's given me the skill to think about what I want and what I believe. 2 summers ago, I experienced the worst moment of my life. I was in an airport with my mom on our way to London when I had a panic attack. I wasn't panicking because I didn't want to go on the plane, but because I was having thoughts. These thoughts had been there before, since I was 10 actually, but I had managed to repress them from my family and my friends because I didn't know what they were, and I was scared. The thoughts were that I didn't want to be around anymore, but what made them scary is that I didn't actually want that to happen. Yet the thoughts wouldn't go away, and I was horrified that somehow I was going to die. After my mom managed to sit me down for 15 seconds of solitude, do you want to know what was on my mind? Invisible Touch by my favorite band, Genesis. Now on that day, music was the very least of my concerns, but with what I know today, it means that my dreams have always still been there. I think that for everyone, they're able to hear a song and recall exactly where they were when they heard it. I remember what song I listened to after I was diagnosed with OCD. I remember what song I was listening to when I was afraid to eat because I didn't want to gain weight. I remember what song I was listening to when I tried on a black dress in Target and I really loved the way my body looked, even my stomach. I remember what song I was listening to when I was jealous that my friend on our bus ride home was talking to other kids and not me. I remember what song I listened to after I got a standing ovation in a musical. I remember what song I listened to after I broke up with a boyfriend for the 3rd time. I remember what song I was listening to while I did my makeup yesterday. I remember what song I was listening to when I watched my mom grieve her father. I remember what song I was listening to when a boy held my hand because he actually wanted to. I remember writing that essay, having that song stuck in my head, jumping up and down on the couch, eating dinner after getting my wisdom teeth out, running to the movie theater, screaming into my pillow, crying in my backyard in front of my best friend. What I remember first is a song. Because of that summer from 2 years ago, I know things about myself that I obviously didn't know then, like what OCD actually is. But also, I've been able to put more into my dreams, the same ones that have always been there, even that day in the airport when things seemed its bleakest. My dream is to live my life how I want, and unapologetically so, to persevere, to find beauty in relationships, to learn and attain knowledge to master the skills I want to have, to advocate for social justice so I can live in the world that understands and not that of the rich man, to have my moments of utter glory like I did listening to Life on Mars almost 3 years ago. When I said earlier that performance has given me the skill to think about what I want and what I believe, it has so far done just that for me. I believe that art is self-expression in its purest form and that it's everywhere. What it took for me to realize that was not what I, nor anyone else would have envisioned. But even on my most difficult days, I have my dream, and what I remember from those moments first is a song. Thank you.
Welcome, Zaylin Puff.
Nothing will work unless you do. This is a quote from Maya Angelou, American author and poet. The quote explains the concept of only receiving as much as you put in. I try to live by this principle. If I wish to change something, I must do it myself. Whether it's in my personal life, sports, school, a future career, my relationships, and how I interact with others, I believe that what I get is only as much as I put in. This concept is very important to me in relationships with others. I believe that good people deserve good things, and good people get good things. When someone puts forth respect and honesty, they will be treated with respect and honesty. This also applies to my relationship with myself. If I neglect myself and beat myself up, I can feel the negative effects. I take on stress and lack of self-belief. On the other hand, when I work for self-love and improvement, I get the results of confidence, peace, and a stronger connection to myself. This concept also resonates strongly when chasing achievements. If it's in school, sports, or any other part of my life, I will get exactly out of it what I put in. In school, if I study, I get good grades. In sports, if I practice and work hard, I'll become better, stronger, or run faster. This is also known as karma. I believe that good things happen to good people who deserve it. I believe in nature. I believe in the feeling when I reach the top of a mountain and look out or finish a hike feeling proud of myself. I believe that everyone should be able to experience that feeling of accomplishment. I believe that everyone should have the right to experience happiness, kindness, and success in whatever way they see it. In terms of other things that I believe in, I believe I don't know. I know that I am young. I'm a sophomore in high school. Many things will come to happen that will change my beliefs, form new ones, or discover things I didn't know I believed. I understand that my credo and the process of writing it isn't forming what I will believe for the rest of my life. It is teaching me how to be open to finding my beliefs. So as I continue to grow and gain new experiences, college, jobs, anything, I will keep the mindset to be curious and honest with myself so I may discover what I believe in the future. As I mentioned before, I will not grow my beliefs if I don't put forth the mindset to grow. Thank you.
Welcome, Celeste Damon-Bach.
So I wrote this credo statement about a week ago, and then I was on a little hike before school the other day, and I was just walking through the trees, and I realized I was looking down so much. And we look down at our phones and our computers and books, and if you're tall like me, your friends. But we don't really look up, and I think it's kind of ironic because so much of what I've come to find spiritually and religiously is that I'm looking to something that's greater than me, that's farther away, that's out in the universe and far up. Or some people are looking down in fear of going down. And it's interesting because I don't think we really look at each other and look around and what's going through each other. And so I was just thinking about that before I wrote this. It's really hard to sit here and write about my beliefs while so much uncertainty about my identity and existence is on my mind. My identity and beliefs seem to be an intertwined, swirling tangle that is some days so clear and other days a contradicting wash of differences. But across this spectrum of overwhelming, beautiful, sad, and powerful ideas, there's one that continues to resonate and find me, even when I'm really lost. This is that love is an action. Love is an action. So many times we think of it as an emotion or a romantic connection between two individuals. As I sat watching my dad cry for the first time, while he mourned the loss of his best friend, he reflected on Jamie's pure heart that gave even before his mind thought. Jamie gave and never second-guessed it or thought about it. His generosity was his way of loving. Or as I listen and witness my grandmother, who even at 90 gets out of the house to find community and serve those with Alzheimer's while also still going to every protest that's out there. I've learned that in times of overwhelming darkness in myself, I turn to action, to doing something to serve others and to serve myself. Whether it's volunteering, getting outside, connecting myself with other humans, it has become not only a method of soothing myself, but it has become this spiritual action of serving love. Maybe it's the homeless person who you stop and talk to instead of walking by and not acknowledging their existence, or the dead animal on the side of the road that you bury or maybe keep in your thoughts for a second, or the person crying in the bathroom who you start a conversation with until they laugh. Love is an action, big or small, fast or infinite. Watching thousands and thousands of people gather last week in Boston moved me beyond measure, definitely the biggest protest I've been at. And around the country, in most likely every state, thousands of people gathered to protest hate, fear, bullying, and what has become fascism. Strangers coming together to stand up and protest for truth, democracy, and accountability is one of the strongest definitions in my book, that love is an action. Despite the uncertainty, the fear, the even unstable relationship with myself, love being an action and thing to come back to remains the center and the core of my beliefs. I'd like to now summarize a story I heard a sermon given by Reverend Marta Flanagan of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Arlington. Her sermon went something like this. I knew this woman from New York who was married to her wife for 30 years as a man, but she always knew she was a woman. One day, she finally came out to her wife, telling her that she was ready to transition to being a woman. Her wife was very supportive of this and helped her decide that she would also tell her 85-year-old Christian conservative mother who lived in a nursing home. She sat on her mom's bed as her mother sat in a chair a few feet away. She told her mom, "I've always known I was a woman." She began to cry and then to sob. And in that moment, her 85-year-old mother got up from where she sat and went to her daughter and hugged and kissed her, saying, "You're my child, and for that I will always love you." And she proceeded to quote Corinthians 13:13, saying, "And all that remains is faith, hope, and love, but love is the strongest." The mother could have disowned her daughter in that moment and acted in fear, hate, and betrayal, but instead, her action was love. She didn't think, she acted out of instinct. This story and sermon still resonate so thoroughly in me because this is how we change the world. We have to hear each other. Through love, through action, through hope and faith. We can't change other people or ask them to change when we can't listen to them and hear them and touch each other's hearts. So even as I sit here writing this as a young adult, a privileged girl who lives in so much fear and uncertainty still of a future that seems so broken and so filled with hate, I want to remind you that one of the most spiritual practices I truly believe someone can do is to act in love. Serve others, serve the earth, serve each other, and learn to act in kindness, learn to act in love.
You know what? Before I say anything, I need all of our youth to come up to the front here so we can appreciate you and so I can hug you because I think I will literally explode if I do not hug each of you right now. Please come up to the front. Thank you. I feel like I can move forward now. Oh, I'm so proud of each and every one of you. I would like the rest of you to imagine for a moment that we asked you to write a reflection on your deepest beliefs, your deepest thoughts, and then asked you to share those deepest thoughts and beliefs with your friends, your parents, your community here. This type of reflection is hard and vulnerable, and I am so proud of the youth for the work they did. Every year, I am reminded that we are constantly coming of age. In fact, a leadership coach I am working with frequently reminds me that we are all constantly working to grow ourselves up. When we are our best selves at any age, we are growing, transforming, changing, reflecting. When we are our best selves at any age, we are messing up, making mistakes, learning, correcting, forgiving, apologizing, and making new choices. Will you please join me in blessing our coming-of-age youth with the responsive reading in your order of service? Youth, if you could come and stand up in the front again. Your response is going to be in italics. May you be brave enough to expose your aching woundedness and reveal your vulnerability.
May you speak your deepest truths, knowing that they will change as you do.
May you sing the music within you, composing your own melody, playing your song with all your heart.
May you draw, paint, sculpt, and sew, showing the world your vision.
May you write letters, poetry, biography, slogans, graffiti, the great novel, laying bare your words to love and hate.
May you love even though your heart breaks again and again.
And until the end of your days, may your life be filled with possibilities and courage. We are grateful you have blessed our congregation and our faith with your presence, and we are privileged to be journeying with you. Thank you all. You may be seated.
Wow, thank you all. A simple yet powerful way for each of us to help heal the world is to become more involved in our community by learning about and supporting the good works of local charitable organizations. Every Sunday, UUCR shares half the funds received in the collection plate with a nonprofit organization that shares our UU values. This month's Share the Plate recipient is More Than Words. More Than Words is a job training program that works with young adults who are in the foster care system, court-involved, homeless, or out of school. At More Than Words, they work 20 hours a week, learning critical customer service, technology, inventory management, and leadership skills. They also receive focused support to ensure that they persist in school and map out plans for their future life. In addition to new and used books, More Than Words now sells gently used clothes, vinyl records, and products from other social enterprises. And beyond their brick and mortar stores, they now operate an e-commerce website, a mobile book truck, and pop-up stores. Our congregation exists and thrives through the gifts of those who call this place their spiritual home. If you are here with us in the sanctuary, you may put a gift in the plate as it goes by. Otherwise, you may make a gift online or mail in a check. Please give as generously as you are willing and able to our Share the Plate offering to support More Than Words and the mission of UUCR. Now, if this is your first time with us, your presence is gift enough. Thank you.
You'll remember me when the west wind moves among the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in its jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while among the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of gold. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? And you can tell the sun in its jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. I never made promises lightly, and there have been some that I've broken, but I swear in the days still left, we'll walk in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold. I never made promises lightly, and there have been some that I've broken, but I swear in the days still left, we'll walk in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold. Have passed since those summer days among the fields of barley. See the children run as the sun goes down, as you lie in fields of gold. You'll remember me when the west wind moves among the fields of barley. And you can tell the sun in its jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold.
More hugs, exactly. Thank you, Celeste. Thank you, Thea. We have a second special rite of passage in today's service, believe it or not, the ritual known as bridging. When youth graduate from high school, moving into young adulthood, we engage in a ritual called bridging to mark this transition. We have one young person this year who is graduating from high school. Celeste Damon Bach, will you please come up to the chancel? Kimberly, come on up. When babies and youth are dedicated in this congregation, we use the symbol of a rose with the thorns removed, indicating our intention for care, protection, and love when it is necessary. Upon making the transition to young adulthood, we have a tradition of giving our youth a rose with the thorns intact. We know that we cannot protect you from the thorns of the world, and we believe you have the tools, the knowledge, and the spiritual grounding to navigate the thorns with wisdom. This is a symbol of both our trust in you and our promise to you. We trust in your wisdom and capacity, and we also promise to be with you over this bridge and onto the other side. We also give you a copy of Becoming, a poetic and prayerful guide to young adulthood. We hope it will guide and offer you grounding in our Unitarian Universalist faith and values. May these gifts remind you of our continuing love and care for you. We are grateful for the memories of your childhood and youth that are part of the fabric of our community, and we look forward to what you will do next. As part of our ritual, we offer Bridgers a charge, an invitation, and a declaration of our hopes for you as you find your place in our community and the world. As you cross this threshold from youth to young adulthood, you are not alone. Many have held you in your childhood and will be there as you move forward and away.
As you move toward your dreams, remember that UUCR and our wider Unitarian Universalist faith can remain a touchstone. When you are in need of companionship, mentorship, space for thoughtful reflection, or a place to grow as a person or leader, we hope you will reach out to us. We also charge you to continue to grow and to join in the work for justice. Our world needs you. May you choose to bless the world by working for love and justice.
We are going to build a bridge together. Our bridge is going to start at the back of the sanctuary with the kids. I need all our kids to go to the back of the sanctuary. Celeste, you are going to go and join our kids in the back of the sanctuary for the last time before you cross the bridge to young adulthood. And I invite any young adults in the congregation to come here towards the chancel. You young adults are between the ages of 18 and 35. Anyone in that age range? Julia and Mark and Kaylin. Thank you all. Please come to the front. You are going to welcome Celeste to the front of the bridge. Everyone else, I invite you to fill in the middle. Scoot in towards the middle of the pews. You are going to hold your arms up to form a bridge. Freya, please come up to the young adult part here. Thank you. She's going to come up front. So yeah, you come on up. Parents can be in the front. Amazing. Yeah, parents come up here. Celeste, please come through the bridge to this young adulthood side. We are waiting for you over here. In your order of service, we have a responsive reading. Today we honor the youth among us who are stepping beyond and away and toward. Today we share in your journey and encourage your discovery. Young adults, will you take the next part?
Today, young adults welcome your energy and offer you a safe place to grow. Today we celebrate your hopes and dreams. Come live
Non-bridging youth, will you repeat after me? Today we applaud you. For all you have been, for all you are now, for all you will be. And everyone together, today you cross this bridge. Go now and explore with wonder. We will support and nurture you. You are the future. Congratulations, Celeste. You may return to your seats. William Stillers is going to offer our congregational life as we close our service this morning.
My name is William Stillers, and in our congregational life this week, you are invited to participate in Buddhist meditation, international folk dancing, social crafty Zoom drop-in, work of the church Wednesday vespers and meetings, or rise up and singing drop-in. Next Sunday is our special Easter Sunday music worship service led by Bonnie and the choir. After the service, join us for our Easter egg hunt. For today, come celebrate with us during social hour and enjoy a piece of cake, and Melissa will offer another talk about the Conversation Project. All are invited to attend the memorial service for Jenna this afternoon at 3 p.m. Thank you to all who helped make today possible, and thank you for being a vital part of our congregational life. And now, please rise in body or in spirit and join in singing our closing hymn, number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
Please join me in our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. May we all go forth into the world and continue to come of age together. Amen.